And APB, American Protection Bureau, voted #1 best on Long Island for all your security needs. Call 631-390-9050. That's 631-390-9050. APB.
Yeah, not for me. But it would have been fun if I had no inhibitions whatsoever. Yeah, it would have been awesome. If I was a guy, yeah.
Definitely.
Maybe.
So let me ask you this then. Considering what Vince McMahon has gone through and your grandfather's gone through, we know all the drug issues. A lot of people in W. It's not just the Von Erich family. We got Chris Adams, Gino Hernandez. The list is pretty long in that area. The WWE. Do these promoters have to do a better job in the health and wellness of their talent?
Yeah. I mean, I think they're doing better now. From what I've heard that they're doing a lot better with that. But I hate to put it all on them, but yeah, I think the kind of person that goes into wrestling too tends to have some tendencies, probably. But yeah, that'd be nice, wouldn't it? But I think WWE is doing better with having people on staff to help people talk about mental issues that they're experiencing. And I know Daddy was drug tested when he was in WWE, but it didn't help. I don't know how he was still wrestling, but I
always found it amazing that he was able to be in such great. Again, me and Jimmy and I were just talking about this last week, right? Probably, Arnold Schwarzenegger had one of the greatest bodies of all time, but your father was Arnold Schwarzenegger-like. I mean, the perfect body, the perfect face, everything.
He was. Yeah.
How does a guy, again, only speculation, but how does a guy look that great and do cocaine or whatever else he was doing? Like, how does that mix and match? Like, how do you stay in the shape you're at and do all that other stuff?
I mean, I know my dad worked out every single day. That was just normal for me. Daddy always was working out. I was always at the gym with him when he was in town with us. So I know he worked out like no other. And he also had great genetics too, to help with that. And he ate like really well. I mean, protein wise, Daddy ate great. I think that helped. But yeah, and I think a lot of my dad's drug issues were pills. So I don't think there's a lot of calories in those. So just kidding. I don't know. I don't know. But he worked out like a beast.
Well, that's why I want to parlay this into when Brian was on. He said, you could take steroids, but he had never seen a guy work out like Kerry Von Erich did. Talk to us about Brian. What is Brian like? How do you know Brian, and like what's he like as a person?
Brian is so genuine. He has a beautiful heart, and he still loves my dad to this day, and just attributes a lot of where he is to the relationship that he had with my dad back in the day. But when I was little, really I hadn't seen Brian since I was a little girl, before the whole premiere thing happened before the movie thing came about. And because I always kind of like, my mom had us kind of hid away, and I preferred it that way, honestly. But so when I was little, I just remember Brian being at the house and playing pool with my dad and playing darts, or, just kind of being there hanging out, and he wanted me to call him Uncle Brian, and like really bothered me and pissed me off as a little bratty 7-year-old girl. And he'd always joke that like I'm going to marry you someday. Like, you know how that is when you're a little kid, it just pisses you off. So, yeah, like I was annoyed with him as a little kid, but you know, as a grown up, you know, he just loves Lacey and I like he loved our dad, which is really, really cool. And to have a piece of my dad, because I consider Brian a piece of my dad, um, still here is really great. He's got all the great stories. And yeah, I mean, he's there for us for whatever we need. You know, if I just, you know, if I text him, he texts me back just like that. You know, even when he was in the hospital with those surgeries, like, just really appreciate that. You know.
So I got to ask you about this. You had a popular show on YouTube. I used to watch it I think it was on Tuesdays or Thursdays. I used to watch it. It was fantastic.
Tuesdays.
I don't Tuesday.
You.
So why? I don't want you to go too deep into it because we spoke about it a little, but maybe you can share with the fans because they're probably all wondering what happened. It was great. I mean, unbelievable.
Mm. Thank you. Thank you so much for saying that, by the way, because Kristen and I really put our heart and soul in that show. And we had been talking about doing that show for a long time. And we just needed just mental health is, these talks are just so important. And for people to just see that everyone has issues and we can all just talk about it is so cool. And that's what we wanted on our show. And man, we had so many great messages from people being helped, and we wanted to keep doing it. So December came around. We had been doing the show every Tuesday night. It was a lot for me with my 2 kids and my husband traveling so much. And I just was like, let's take a break in December, just to get through the holidays and have some fun with our families. And Nick was traveling so much. And so Eric and Kristen were cool with that. Well, then there was just, you know, I don't want to say too much, but I'll say that there was a falling out, I guess, between our producer Erich, who's still a good friend of mine, and my cousin Kristen, who's still my family. I love her very, very much, and my other cousins too. There was just a falling out between them. I stayed out of it, and unfortunately, and if they ever want to talk about it together, that's fine. But you know, it just is what it is there. But anyway. I stayed out of it, but unfortunately our podcast got in the crossfire, and you know, other business stuff affected it. And unfortunately, in the heat of a bad moment, the YouTube channel was deleted by our producer. And you know, there's just a lot of probably not such great decisions being made on both sides there. And then, you know, people got hurt and upset. And yeah, like I said, I'm still friends with Erich. And, you know, I just can't imagine doing a podcast without all 3 of us. I mean, I thought Erich was great. And I love being on the podcast with my cousin Kristen. It's just after that, I was kind of like, well, I'm not going to just do it with Erich only. I'm not going to just do it with Kristen only, you know, at least not at this point. And so I just thought maybe this was God saying, hey, you know, you said what you wanted to say. You helped a lot of people. Now go be mom and focus on your kids. And, you know, if cool people like Monty and the Pharaoh want to talk to you, then cool, let's do that. But,
well,
yeah,
I'm going to say this. I think
it's a bummer.
Once you settle in a little more, you guys should really do it again. I really do think so, because I feel terrible that you lost so much great stuff. I mean, when you had your mother on, I mean, I was glued.
Oh,
I mean, the way she told those stories, and it's just a shame that's kind of, I really think that you and your cousin really should do it again, and, you know, somehow work it out, because there was a lot of great messages, and the people you had on there and the way you guys discussed it, I thought was fantastic. So I'll just weigh in on that one. I want to end
those
the
people
interview.
were great.
I want to end the interview if you could talk about your children. Now, Jimmy, you see this family. You see Lacey, you see Hollie, you see Kerry, you see Kevin. This family's got the genetics. What's your family like?
Well, my husband was my personal trainer. I met him when I was 18. I got mono in high school and I was trying to go to state. I mean, I had already gone to state. I wanted to run track in college and I got mono. So Nick was hired to get me back in shape. Well, anyway, I ended up marrying him. So he's amazing. He was a Dallas firefighter for 10 years and now he does sales and with firefighter stuff. He's kicking booty and he's amazing. A great husband. The guy for me. You talk about a person who's been a little bit traumatized as a kid, who can't open up emotionally and only wants to smile all the time and can't go deep. That was me. Lots of walls up. And then you have an over communicator, overly emotional guy over here, my husband, who completely has made me a better wife, better mom, better friend, better daughter, better everything, because I can actually communicate instead of just closing everything off. I give that all to my husband. So I had this amazing guy holding us together. And then we have 2 amazing kids. Coda is 6, reminds me of my dad. He's got the green eyes, very intelligent. Just like my dad, he's like a puppy. He's just like, sees all the good in everything, wakes up with a smile, just a good kid. And then my daughter Evie's she's 4 and she's every bit a 4-year-old little girl. She can dance and she reminds me of my sister because she just kind of marches to her own beat and just says F you to anything that I want her to do. She just does whatever she wants. So yeah, I'm living the dream with these kids. I'm homeschooling and we're going on lots of family trips and just living it up over here. Got a lot of great family around here in East Texas.
She's living it up, and you and me are stuck where we're at. What's going on here, buddy? Farrow's final question. This is Hollie, where Jimmy Farrow comes off script. He may ask you crazy stuff like, "What color socks do you wear?" I have no idea what's going to come out of the dude's mouth.
What the hell would I ask her what color socks she wears for? You get weirder every week. Oh my God. I can't. And I'm not stuck. I'm living in Panama City Beach, Florida. I got surfboards and oceans all around
That sounds great.
I do live in a gay
Jimmy,
house, but let's not.
You've heard misery loves company, right? So we're partners. Yeah. If I'm miserable, you'll be miserable with me. Okay?
Yeah, you're right.
At least act like it, please.
Yeah. Well, it usually comes through osmosis assimilation anyway with you, but okay.
Big words.
Yeah, big words. Yeah.
I don't even know what that means, but go ahead.
Yeah. Well, over the years, have you been able to, you did lose your father young. Have you been able to go back, and thanks to the internet, there's the whole library is out there, or at least a good portion. Have you been able to go back and actually watch your dad and your uncle and be able to sit there and go, "Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God," and I'm sure your kids one day are going to turn to you and go, "Tell us more about, Pops." And stuff. Have you been able to sit down and get to the point where you can watch matches and stuff? Do you have a favorite match? What a nerdy question, but okay. What is it?
Oh, I don't know what my favorite match is. Oh gosh, favorite match? Probably one with Mr. Perfect, just because
okay.
I remember that so well, just because I remember it. I love seeing my dad come out there and just kill it. Yeah. I get so fired up when I watch my dad wrestle, because if I really sit there in it, I can feel myself being there as a kid. And that feeling, that adrenaline rush that I got, like watching my dad go out, was the coolest thing. And it's really cool that I can still feel that as a grown up. So when I show them to my kids and I like really get into it, I'm like, "Oh my gosh, did you see that? Did you see Granddad? Did you see that drop kick?" And the kids, Coda's like so into it. We wrestle in the living room. At the lake house, we have this big mattress we put between the 2 couches. And I mean, we go to town wrestling. I have to be careful now. But yeah, we watch videos of I know. Daddy was so amazing. I mean, he was my hero, and there'll never be anyone that I think's better than my dad. He was so great. And I just don't even know how to say it, but my kids, I think, are feeling it. And like yesterday, I've had some of his action figures up in a closet, And I was like, gosh, why do I have these up here? And so I got them out for the kids yesterday. They're still in the boxes, but they've got them both up in their rooms. They're so proud of them. And I've showed them videos of Lacey too. And I have to be careful what Evie sees because they're a little risque, but I'm like, here's Aunt Lacey. This is so cool.
Never mind. Next video.
Yeah, whoops. Don't be like that. But
yeah, that's great.
However.
Oh my God.
However,
Holly, I want to thank you for taking the time out, especially on your vacation. It's an honor, and thank you for
I enjoyed
coming
it.
on our show. It really means the world to us. I mean, it just is incredible. You've got an
Oh,
incredible
thank you.
family, and you're an incredible person. You've been nothing but a professional and a wonderful lady. So thank you very much again.
thank you.
Thank you guys. I enjoyed y'all. I really enjoy the way you guys are. It makes me laugh because I wish I could be a little more like that sometimes. Just off the wall.
Well, just put
Love
on
it.
just
You
put
guys
on
would love
200.
Lacey.
Just put on 200 pounds, Holly, and shave your head. You'll be good to go. Just do that.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, that'll go over good.
No,
Where's your
wait,
husband?
you
He's
can't-
gone.
That'll go over great.
Yeah,
I'll let you know how my life is after that. Yeah.
You can't just ask you to put on
Carry
a
Von
baseball
Erich's
cap
daughter
backwards.
spirals. After
you,
the show with
Bonnie
Bonnie
the
Pharaoh, she goes
Thank
downhill.
you. She goes
My
down.
God.
Family gone. There you go. That's it.
Oh.
Holly, thank you again. Jimmy, you want to send us out?
Thank
You've
you,
been
guys.
watching
Thank you.
Montana Pharaoh with Holly. Oh, she's over this way. Oh, you stupid cameras. Yo, we'll see you in a couple of minutes with the next show. Later.